Now, so as I briefly shared in our community, our goal of this session is to talk about your description in the CV. That's one thing we started talking in the previous session. And we can also talk about any specific question you have related to your project manager interview. Yeah, some kind of things which is bothering you. For the upcoming question, the one simple thing you can do is you can just put your query in the chat, and I would request the people who like that question to give a thumbs up. Yeah, so more and more thumbs up we get, we understand that that particular question is more liked by the community, and we will probably take that particular question first and see the remaining later. So that's the plan. So chat is open with you. We are recording the session, but if you are not sharing your video, your image is not coming in the recording. Yeah, so you remain a little hidden behind the curtain. Again, it is not an issue though, but still. Now, before starting the session, I posted one sample project description. So in the recent time, I have been getting many video requests and the CVs for feedback, and many time I see that their project is not reflecting the information in a right manner, or I would say in a little easy manner for a recruiter to make a decision. So how should we write our project description in the CV? That's the point we want to discuss. Now, if you want to share your project description and want to play with me in the ChatGPT, that's the second part of this session. You can put your project description in the chat in the Zoom, because I asked the same on a WhatsApp group. I think nobody showed up. So chat is the best place. Else I have a one sample which I will show how to use probably a ChatGPT. Now, you can definitely play with the content. It is just a sample. If you see that it is too much, you may not show that much content. Usually, I recommend is if you are showing your job description, maybe you talk a little bit about generic job you did in that organization and some of the specific projects which can clearly demonstrate your competency you may want to explain. It's not like that if you have a 10 years of experience and if you have done 10 projects, then you will mention all the 10 projects in your CV. That may bore the reader, but some of the projects should be there. Else, your competency which you explain in your job description may not look authentic. It may look like that you are just pasting things and trying to show that you did all this. So what possible things you can do? You can start with a description or a title of your project. You can talk about few key details like duration, team size. It's a good idea to talk about if you have worked in a multiple time zone. You can be more specific. Half a team in US, half team was in Europe and India. You can do that particular description as well. It will increase the authenticity. The more you bring the context sensitive things, the more reader will feel that you have really done this job. You can give a client name if it is not confidential. Else you can give a generic thing, leading online retailer doing this particular thing. If you don't want to reveal the name, you may reveal their business, the type of industry they deal with. You can talk about some of the key stakeholders who you worked with as a project manager. And majorly what I see missing in most of the descriptions is a business oriented goal and business oriented achievements. Yeah. So you better talk about that. What was the goal of the project? What client were looking for, rather than directly saying that I delivered with a high velocity, with the 20 people, with a high performing team. That's always a good idea. But what was the overall objective, business objective of that particular project? You can talk about your key achievements in a business language. You can also put some of your project management achievements, managed the stakeholder engagement and all those kind of stuff can also be there. But better you put little quantifiable achievements, so it brings more trust, in your thing. Then you can focus on your roles and responsibility or key responsibilities. Talk about things like I did a sprint related stuff. Now, when you are talking about your key responsibility, try to match them with your overall summary of your experience or the type of jobs you are looking for. Those, say if you are looking for the agile based development jobs and you are trying to show I am an agile project manager, then make sure in your key responsibility those things are showing up very clearly, that I have been managing user stories and backlog refinement facilitation, I was working with stakeholders, I was doing risk management. So whatever is there in this summary, you show that I did in this particular project. Yeah. So that will make it little connect to the recruiter. So depending upon your details, you do it, you better talk about here. I spoke about performance management, planning. This URL is available to you. It's a part of our community. Most of you are member of it. I will paste it in the chat as well. Then you can also focus on the development approach you take. Yeah. So say you followed Scrum and Kanban, or you follow waterfall, or you follow hybrid approach. You can give little bit information about that kind of development approaches we follow. And then you can give a little a stack of the tools, that these kind of tools we used. Yeah. Now you can go into technical tooling as well if you want to talk about the technology used in the project. Yeah. But definitely you want to talk about the management tools which were used, because you want to demonstrate your competency in those tools. Yeah. So things like Jira, things like data management, Figma, or a Miro, or Slack. Yeah, those kind of stuff are expected to come for a project manager. But you can also have things like the development tools. If you are familiar with we work into that particular technology, that can also be mentioned. So it gives a material as a keyword, and it gives you the overall approach for justifying that your key summary with the help of job, with the help of project description. Yeah. So this is my recommendation, and we can try out one of the this one of the thing in this particular case as well. Yeah. So this is something you can do in the project description format. Yeah. Any specific query comment here before we talk about how possibly we can create this using ChatGPT? Yeah, that's something we can play with it. But yeah, this is something I am saying. Yeah. Okay. So this is uh, I just did the little fixing. Yeah. So if you have any comment, question, and this is this there. Yeah. So can the chat GPT rewrite for you? The answer is yes. Yeah, that is something possible. And that can be done if you show me something. Yeah, then I can possibly show you how possibly you can use the chat GPT prompt for that. Yeah, that is something we can do. Okay, so no comment here. So I move forward, and then we focus on how possibly we can do it with the help of ChatGPT in that case. Yeah. So I have been playing with this. So let me just refresh it. Yeah, the ChatGPT, when I use it, may have a little biases because I keep doing these kind of stuff frequently. So it may have that particular content. So what possibly I usually tell is that prompt which I use first, if someone gives me a job description and I want to make it better, then I give this particular prompt and I say convert the below job project description, project description in a structured format having duration, team size, client, stakeholder, goals, key achievements, development approaches, tools and roles and responsibility. Add some sample as per your understanding, and then after that I just paste whatever person has given to me. So if anyone from the group gives to me, I can just paste it after this particular command. Now here someone gave me a little very brief information that the person has worked in this environment, not much about tooling. He gave some details about Agile, some details came. Yeah, so that was here. So I submit that particular idea, and based on that, this particular tool can create the description for me. Yeah. So again, I can definitely play with it. I may say, okay, the duration may not look good, or I may be missing there. Stakeholders may not be coming well. Then I can see goals, key achievement. There are some key achievement, but I need to really just really see that is if they are relevant for me. Development approaches. The key ChatGPT picked it up, word safe and other things from there. Tools, yeah, roles and responsibility. So based on some information, the particular person has given that ChatGPT has given me a description. So this way we can do, but I need to play as well. For example, here it is saying implemented a real-time analytics optimized sprint velocity plus 45%. Yeah, I probably don't want to say that. I probably don't like to use these kind of terminology because it may look little dysfunctional as well. So better I don't say that I focused on increasing the sprint velocity alone. So I can say, don't focus on sprint velocity and give more content, more roles related to facilitation in PI planning. Yeah? So for example, that I can say, and so those kind of comment and reviews I need to do in order to get to the right explanation. Yeah. So this is how possibly we can play. Yeah. Okay. So we have a one sample. Let us play with that. Yeah. Great. So let me play with the here. Yeah. Okay, so here we can say similarly, let me use my prompt again, and I can say that, okay, you have a particular example which is coming here, and then I can copy the information which we got from our chat, and let's see, just give it to this thing, and let's see what it prepares. Yeah. So any Copilot or Gemini, whatever, yeah, the tool is different thing. Ultimately, we need to make our own decision. It is not like the tool is doing it for us, but it is helping us to think well. Yeah, that's the only idea. Yeah, this is how, like, one of the sample which we got. So this is something we are getting. If you don't like it, I see it is little spread across, so I can say that little make it crisp and make it fit well in a page. Yeah, that kind of recommendation I can do, and probably that's something become better. And this is something team size, cross functional team, so team size is missing, so I can put an idea that put a 50 people team size that will impact the other aspects as well. You talk about management, procurement, migration goals, improve tracking and resource allocation, structure design and scope management. If you don't like it, you can I feel that there should be a little bit of goal oriented thing. Yeah, if there are some goal oriented timelines, we can put that. Key achievement, so this is something number based. You need to see if they really make sense to you, but if it yes, then you can say, yeah, these are the good idea which I can follow. Methodologies, and then you can focus on the things which you are getting here. Yeah, so this way you can play, and this is something we can put it like. Yeah. So whatever the model is, but this is something helps you. You can talk about the overall aspects. You can sequence them differently, or some of the key parameters you need to present, you present in your CV. Yeah. Now, the another question is, can what do we emphasize in the CV for a technical project manager role? Yeah. So do we think it is different than this? Yeah. So probably yes. What could be the difference? The tooling space. Yeah. So there will be a more or less same idea. Yeah. But you can say that then you can provide, yeah, a technology stack information. So you demonstrate your technical leadership experience as well. So if I'm talking about anyone, yeah, so in this particular thing, I don't know what kind of technologies were used, then I can say add some technical tools which are relevant. Now here I'm just putting it like this, but in your case, you want to put it well, and show my competency in it. So the more I want to go into a technical leadership thing, I need to add the technical tooling in my details, and probably I need to tone down the business outcome related things out of it. I can say, I was more focusing on team, less focus on the stakeholder. So that the little bit characters I may say from the overall business goal, but I will add more and more story related to technology. So by reading it, the person should feel that yes, I have been working and I am hands on with the technology which is used in my organization, in my project team. And you may also, in this particular case, it is just putting some Python and scripting and little bit detail, but you can put more specific details as per your technology in your project, and talk about some of the technical achievements you have done. Yeah. So say maybe your team created some a particular model, some particular reusable content, or solved a particular simulation problem. So in a whole profile, when you talk about achievement, in the key achievement, you need to have something which you believe was the greatest technological thing we did in that particular project. Yeah. So that is also you need to add. Yeah. So be specific technology which you are using, talk and explore some of the element which is little differentiator as per your technical understanding. And maybe you also add the technology stack and your proficiency level. You can also say, I'm proficient in Oracle, I'm proficient in node.js, I'm proficient in this particular thing, and these were technologies used, and this is my role there. That's the thing you add as a technical project manager. Yeah. So a project manager is a little common theme. So process, working with team, ensuring the collaboration, aligning to a common goal, that is going to be a common work. When I focus on a business-oriented project manager, my focus will be business outcomes, stakeholders, working with overall thing. That is something we add. If I focus on technology perspective, then I get more deep into the technological aspects. But I will still keep talking about Jira and all those kind of stuff, because that is something as a project manager I want to demonstrate as my key competency. Yeah. So this is how we probably do it. Yeah. Anything else? We played with the tool as well. We played with the sample. And if you have any specific query related to fixing your description here, we can talk. Else we are done with this particular topic, and we can take questions from the group. Yeah, we can focus on talking here. So we have a one question. What is the difference between lead time and cycle time? That is something you can do, but yeah. And how possibly we can track it in a Jira. Yeah, so Jira tracking will depend, but yeah, we can talk. Yeah, good. So we move. We talk about this particular question about lead time, cycle time, and then we move. So see, the whole idea we need to explore is what our customers and stakeholders are looking. In general, yeah, there are some organization which may take things little differently, but the generic understanding is if you have a multiple stages in your work items, and the work item comes from the originator, you can call him customer, product owner, whatever is the one who adds some work item, and then work item passes through various stages, and then it goes to the customer again. Yeah. So customer asked you something, and then you pass through the process and you delivered back to the customer. Generally, this thing is called lead time. Yeah. So it is something very simple to calculate. It is like creation of your ticket or issue, if you talk about Jira, and marking it close, done. That's it. Yeah. So time between the done status or resolved status versus creation status is your lead time. Then in a Jira, you can create a histogram and time to close. Those kind of graphs are possible, like how many days usually the tickets are taking to close, but that is overall your lead time. In Jira, when you are preparing the control chart, yeah, the control chart of Jira, you can also select from which column to which column you want to track. If you track the whole thing, it will become a lead time. You select all the columns, then it will be from beginning to end. Yeah, that's it. Now, sometime that you want to understand the performance of a specific area. You can say from here to here, yeah, or maybe only this area. Then in a Jira, one way is that you focus on control chart, or you need to use some plugin where you talk about time in a particular state. So cycle time is basically focusing on how much time it took in a particular state. so that we can improve the flow of that particular stage. So if we realize that flow is happening and majorly the blockages are happening in a particular step, so I want to say how much time this is taking. Yeah, sometime I might want to merge two stage where I want to identify the cycle time of development and testing, assuming this was a development and test. And maybe I only want to take a cycle time of a development period. Yeah. So in the life of my work item, when it was passing through it, how much time it took into a particular thing, I can say our development cycle time is 2 days on average, which means the item when reaches to development and goes out of development usually happen in a 2 days time. Yeah, that's the concept is lead time and cycle time. Yeah.
So, hi Saket sir.
Go ahead,
My
please. Yeah.
name is Pooja. So
Yeah.
this actually I asked this question. So I have one more question on this. Like, suppose we need to show it in Jira to clients because they usually ask such kind of questions. Why team is basically stuck on this particular story. So basically, team used to like work on creating different tasks related to a particular story, but most of the time it happens like there is some dependency on another team, or there was some risk in doing that, or platform is not working. I'm just taking an example. So that's why they stuck with that story at that point of time and not able to deliver or work on the task. So in such cases, how we can show or explain such things to client, or is there any kind of like graph which we can show it to the
So
client like
it is
we stuck
something,
there?
yeah, it is something you need to figure it out, but I can share some suggestions. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there is no one way to show it. Sometimes you put a block. So you show that ticket has been blocked. So you have a status in Jira which is talks about block. And then you can maintain a timeline and the details of how long that particular thing was blocked. Yeah. So you can maintain a block status. That's the one possibility. And talk about the areas and the time, overall the lead time the item was blocked. Another possibility is inside the Kanban board itself, you create a one more column which is focusing on external dependency weighting. So it's the next stage of block where you put that item into that particular column till the time it is blocked, and you can also find out a cycle time of resolving the blockages. Yeah, so you can say we took 15 days to do it, but during that 15 days our ticket was in this particular column for this much time, or our story was in this particular column for this much time. That's why it is getting delayed. In a simple word, I need to have a clear information where I show that something is entering into a waiting stage and something is getting out of the waiting stage. Those timestamp need to get added in my work item. If those timestamps are added, then it's a matter of exporting into Excel and making nice graph and using ChatGPT or any tool to plot that. That's easy. Yeah. But if you miss that particular thing, you have a story, you have sent an email escalation, but in Jira there is story still in progress, the developer is assigned to it, then you will face a difficulty to extract that information. So work with your stakeholders to identify how should we possibly flag the item, either by creating a block ticket or blocking it. Yeah, you can have another item which is a block ticket which is getting resolved. So we can, so blocking can be done. You have a one issue, you block it, and you can create another issue to resolve that particular block. Yeah, and when the blocked issue two, which is blocking the issue one, get resolved, then the other issue starts moving. Yeah, so you can also maintain the whole timeline of the issue two. So exact mechanism you need to figure it out, but something like this needs to be done. Hopefully
Yeah,
makes some
thank you,
sense.
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
yeah, thank you.
great, great. David, I will paste that into the WhatsApp group or in the community because I can't paste it here. It is crossing the size. Yeah. So I am just answering the David's answer that he was saying that can be paste the result of the chat GPT description which came. Yeah. So that was the thing. Great. Anyone else wanna add here about the Jira thing? Maybe wanna share something? No. Anyone? Please. We should have a little community engagement. Opportunity, guys.
Oh, hi there.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Jira and Kanban. I want to believe that's on an Agile or Scrum project, but is any other example we can use working on a waterfall project? Like maybe if you want to take it high level from your Microsoft project and put it on the display board, or what's that word now? When you have coordinator, I forgot the name. You know, where you have all the VSM board.
So one thing is, it is the Jira and Kanban board we use as a tool, yeah, not necessary as a Scrum or waterfall. In case of waterfallish way of working, there are two things, yeah, why this concept may be little different for waterfall and maybe not relevant also. One important thing is the assumption in a waterfall working is that your delivery will happen at the end. So the essence of tracking lead time doesn't make much sense because your lead time is the complete project duration. So if you are working for 6 months, you will deliver after 6 months. Yeah. But when you are working in the flow-based approach, Kanban or little bit incremental work in this Scrum-based approach, our assumption is when things are coming, we are working on them and we are delivering them. Yeah. So people want to know how frequently you guys are delivering. Yeah, that's the whole idea. And definitely, as someone has pointed out, you can have it in a Jira, you can have in a Monday.com or ClickUp or Azure DevOps. And all these tools will have more or less same thing. More or less same thing. The only thing is needed is flow-based approach. Yeah, the flow-based approach will give you a mechanism of entering the item in the system and going out of the item in the from the system. Yeah, that's how we can take it. Now, if you have a waterfall project, and as a part of the waterfall project, that's what we teach in our PMP, there is a possibility sometime you are involved in doing deployment, the later stage of your waterfall project. And during that time, you are getting a lot of instances, issues, which need to be tracked in a Kanban mode. Yeah. For that portion, you can use any of these tools like that the Sai has mentioned nice names here. Yeah, you can pick up whatever tool is used in your space. Yeah, that is something can be used.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Yeah. Anyone wanna speak, share something? Okay. So one chat comment is talking about creating a blocker as a risk and discussing it. Okay, yeah, depend. So as I said, there are nice, yeah, there are various way of solving the same problem. We need to have an agreement with our process people how they are comfortable with it, because every configuration and reporting required one way of working, and that is something is there. Yeah. And I think the Selvaraj, your question was answered by Sai, which is saying, do I need to know Jira about? Is it necessary to know about Jira Kanban to be ideal project manager? I think I think got a little bit answered. But yes, yeah, that's the idea. So say if you tell, I think that's another connect with the David's question as well. That if you are focusing on flow based working, so we need to talk about how do we take care of flow management. That's it. Yeah. Now you'd say that I maintain in the Excel sheet. Actually, no problem. Yeah, you can show your Excel sheet and that. But there is a possibility the in the interview space, the interviewer will think, oh, Excel based looks like their project management is not matured. Yeah, that is something they are little dicey. Yeah. So it is always a good idea. So for example, tool like Jira, they give you a free license for 10 people, or I think others might be also giving it. I know more about Jira because we sell Jira. Yeah, that's a disclosure. So try you are out for any particular tool. There are good amount of videos available for all these tools. So better we talk about that. Yes, I can handle it. Overall, it's a work management, nothing much. Yeah, but just showing that hesitation of even speaking in that language sometimes can create a problem in a interview setup. Yeah, so it's good to have familiarity with the tool. If I am interviewing someone and the person says we were using A tool, B tool in our project management, I get a feel that their project management practices were matured. Yeah, even if I don't know about those tools, but I get a feel. So that might be important there. Okay, so we have a question. What is flow efficiency and how to track it better? Anyone wanna share something? Yeah, flow efficiency. I doubt some interviewer will go in that much detail. Yeah, until unless he is too much into Kanban and flow. A little tricky thing, but if goes, then we can probably talk. Yeah. So say same stage flow based work. So I am using a Kanban board to represent the idea. Yeah. So the first idea of flow efficiency is you have the item which started from here and ended here. And you realize the whole lead time was 20 days. Yeah. It took 20 days to get it done. And after that, you did little research, 20 days as a elapsed time. Yeah. On the 1st January, it got raised, and 20th January, it got closed. There was a weekend also in between. There were other things also in the overall time. Yeah. Then you figured it out how much time we really worked on this particular item. Yeah, really work was happening, and you figured it out. The work was happening only for 2 days, or maybe let's take a little more thing, 5 days. Now 5 days was real work, but the elapsed time was 20 days. Then your flow efficiency is 5 divided by 20%. You can say, oh, our flow efficiency is just this much. Yeah, whatever is the number. So that's it. That's the flow efficiency. Now, how do we track it? That becomes a little tricky stuff, because how do we know we have spent 5 days only, yeah, while doing? And what happened on the remaining 50 days? The item was in a wait column, waiting for customer approval, waiting for next step to start. It was somewhere in the waiting stage. So we just want to identify what was the total wait time. So in this case, wait time was 15 days and the productive time was 5 days. That's why the total time was 20 days, and flow efficiency is 5 divided by 20. Now, there is no, it may be difficult to have a very accurate estimation of flow efficiency, because you don't want to ask people how many hours you have spent on this particular item today, and collecting timesheet and knowing those things can become messy. Usually, what organization does is the point which we explained in our previous question, they focus on columns. Yeah. And then we see how long that item was in a working column here, and how long the item was in a wait column. For example, backlog is a wait column, and there could be other wait columns in between. So we can identify easily entry and exit of the wait column time, and then based on that we can identify the wait time, or we can identify the productive time based on entry and exit from a productive time column, and that way we can calculate the flow efficiency. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we do have a Jira videos, and yes, the recording will get recorded, and this is there. Now, another question is coming in my role as a project manager. Yeah, so please feel free to add your questions. And if you want, if anyone, okay, I pause, yeah, because I need to give opportunity to the group also to speak. Anyone want to talk about flow efficiency? I shared some ideas here, but you are free to share. Okay, so we had a question. Let me take that. In my role, I have worked as a project management, but I also worked as a technical delivery manager. And how do I move out from a proper to a delivery proper management role? So there is nothing wrong. It's a usual case. Yeah. Now, I would say that still sometime 20 years ago, 90% of the project managers used to come from delivery background. Yeah. So anyone becoming a project manager used to be a delivery manager or a technical leader before. That's used to be case. Nowadays, we do get people from business analysis skills after doing some amount of business analysis in the team, becoming project manager. We also see people coming from quality background and becoming project managers. So these things started happening in a recent time, but earlier the major source used to be delivery and technical people only. So I think there is no negative part if you are moving from technical delivery management to project management role. I can talk about myself. I used to do coding, development, deployment, and I gradually also started doing project management. But for a good amount of time, I used to write code myself for a critical components. Used to do code review for till very long, like late in my project, and I used to do project management along with that. Yeah, so that's a usual thing. Now, what I realized is that it is mixing too much, and it might be okay in my current company, but when I used to go to other companies, they sometimes think of more project management content only. They want to focus on that kind of work. So in 2004, I realized that I better need to get something into project management space. I know it's a 21 years old story, and I got PMP certified in 2006, and that helped me to position myself to more, because that fixed my language. And I started moving into more project management specific roles. Yeah, but technology remained connected to me till the time I did project management till 2012. Yeah, it was some way connected. Yeah, till that point in time. But the percentage started reducing. So in a week, I would spending 10 hours into the technology work, and maybe 50 hours, 40 hours I will be spending into the management and coordination and facilitation work. Yeah, and business analysis work. So it's a perfect thing. Knowing about the terminology, doing certification like PMP is good idea, because it puts the right content in your profile, provided you really understand the concepts as well, not just getting certification. Getting a label is a one thing, but learning the whole process of project management can help you in improving that idea. Okay, so that's the idea. Yeah, thank you for explaining Confluence, Kumaran. Yeah, that's a great thing. Yes, these are tools which can be used. Okay, anything else? Yeah, before we conclude today's session. So what we did today, we spoke about the description, about the project, and we explored the idea of how possibly you can prompt the ChatGPT to rewrite it. We gave a little example, and yeah, that's what we did. And we explored a little bit about lead time. We explored a little bit about flow efficiency. Usually the Scrum Master kind of profile or Agile project management kind of profile may get these kind of questions. Pure project management may not be there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we do have a WhatsApp community. So if you join our things, is a good idea. So we have a community which where we keep posting our content, and one can join through that community in WhatsApp as well. So there is a group also, WhatsApp group also attached to it. And this is a link where I post the link of previous videos, conversations, and the sample which I used here. I shared it. The another sample also which we created in the session, I will probably paste it here. So if you can join this thing, it might be easy. So you get the access to all the info in a one go. So we don't have to go one by one. But yes, this thing is connected with the WhatsApp community. So somehow this tool has a mechanism so that we can create a WhatsApp group and sync it with it. Yeah. So one can join from there to here as well. But one can also join as well. Yeah.
Saket, I had one quick question. So I'm working as a senior Scrum Master. So my company is asking me to do a PMP. Is it a right idea for me to do, because I'm totally into Agile right now, and
So what might be the reason of your
I don't
company
know.
asking?
I don't know, but they are saying that we need a PMP certification as part of the key performance indicators. So I just wanted to know, like, is does it make sense for me to do it, or does the market is allowing right now?
Market is asking for it. Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah,
Yeah. So see,
yeah.
one of the important thing is, yeah, I can share my perspective based on the people who join our programs. In our PMP class, out of 20 people, 18 people will be Scrum Masters. Yeah, who are joining in. So for our customer base, the market demand is definitely focusing on this. Yeah, that's there. Yeah, that's
Oh,
is very frequent.
okay.
Now, if you talk to your stakeholders and try to understand why this is happening, that can probably give you the answer. And
Right.
most likely, if you are a service organization, then the company will say the client needs it. Or nowadays, we are getting a lot of requests where client is looking for project
Mm.
management plus Scrum Master skills. Yeah, because
Um,
they are working in a hybrid mode or they are working in a particular mode. So
Correct.
you want to inquire that, yeah, and that will help you in identifying and being clear about what you should you do. When you do PMP, yes, we
Mm.
do have a predictive life cycle content also. It looks sometimes heavy, but for passing the exam, if you have a strong Scrum and Agile understanding, you
Mm.
find yourself at a good place to pass the PMP exam.
Okay, got it. So that's why, so there's a background required in, if you have a background in Agile, then it makes sense to have a PMP as well as part of your curriculum, or curriculum
Yes,
material.
yes.
Okay.
So the whole idea is that organizations who are working for clients, yeah, they are usually looking for it. Let me see if we have his.
Yeah, Saket, Tejas, maybe I can add on top of it. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually playing a role of, I'm a certified SPC. I'm playing a role of an RTE for the product company. Here, like, as you thought, even initially, I thought, like, as we are into safe or into, like, agile, like, we don't get into necessarily need to get into the project management space. But, like, once you really get into the, like, an aspect, but Scrum Masters is at a project level, so you may not need more of a project, like, management stuff, maybe a little bit of it. But when you move ahead as an RTE, like, you need to plan for an entire train where, like, you will have all the projects will be created as an epic, and everything will have a budget, everything will need to have a resource planning and all these things. So definitely I see project management skills more needed over there to plan at a project level when you have all the projects in the train. So that actually gives you upper hand, like, when you move from a Scrum Master to RTE role in the future.
Okay.
Just what to add on top of it.
Yeah, that's a nice perspective, Kumaran. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think thanks
Great.
Saket and Kumaran. Yeah, I think that helps me to decide what to do.
Yeah, and it is not difficult. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, there is the market perception is you memorize ITTOs and you do all these things. Not needed. Yes, there is a good amount of vocabulary will get introduced. Yeah, the budgeting, risk, and procurement. But all those vocabulary is relevant, as Kumaran made a point, especially when you are moving up in the ladder, when you are talking
Ladder.
to different kind of stakeholders. They need that vocabulary, and there is nothing like which is going to get spoiled. You definitely apply your agility whenever possible. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect. Anyone else want to add or put something here? So question on, I am Prince 2 Agile certified. Do you think CSM, CSPO or something else? Prince 2 Agile certification, I hardly see anyone doing it. Yeah, but yeah, you are there. You see it based on your job description. So I don't say that you must do it. But if you are looking at a target job descriptions and you see some kind of certifications popping up very frequently there, then you probably want to do it. Yeah. Knowledge is one thing, certification one do in order to make your CV searched, and you see that various jobs which I'm targeting is commonly having that particular stuff, you do that particular certification. Depending upon if I want to focus on too much on Scrum space, doing CSM, PSM kind of things might be there. Or if we have further, then you may want to go into PO or a project management space. So PMP exam sample questions, I have my one on a YouTube. We have a 180 questions video, or on our website also, we have published 2 free tests for anyone. But yes, we have a complete PMP program. One can take it. But if you are already advanced in your journey, then you can check our YouTube channel. We have a 180 videos explained, and we also have a free 2 full-length questions set, which is available on our website. Yeah, that is something you can do. Rest you can join our programs. Yeah. Great.
Saket, I have a
Go ahead,
question.
Noor. Yeah.
Saket, I have read a kind of post somewhere in social media, particularly in the Reddit community, that PMP is losing its charm. I mean, the bubble is getting burst. So, is it true?
I don't know. It's again a perception. Yeah, it is a different people, different perception. What I can say is any certification. Yeah, a certification alone cannot guarantee you that you will achieve a particular job. Yeah, very difficult. But if 2 people have a same experience, same knowledge, same competency, and one is certified and another is not certified, the certified person may have a more chances of moving forward because of the vocabulary he knows, and he also demonstrates that I am putting my time and money to improve myself. Yeah. But again, I can have a great project manager who has never done PMP, and he might be very successful. And I may have a project manager who has done PMP and he is not getting even a single job done. And there is a possibility, because just doing certification, you don't get it. So, but what I see is for myself, if I am thinking of getting certified, I can say what else I can do with my time. And if I see because of this goal, learning project management is a one goal. I personally, when I started preparing and doing certification before, giving a certification gives me a little smart target. Yeah, if I say I will learn program management, okay, I'm learning, but I don't know what should I learn, how much depth I should go, what kind of topics I should cover. It remains little vague. But when I put a goal that okay, I will do a program management certification, say PGMP certification or project management certification, it will put me a clear thing. Yeah, you can say okay, this is something I am going to do, and that's a boundary, and I can also say that I have done something. Yeah. So take it as a learning opportunity. Definitely, PMP has a good search result. The downside, which I also see, is that nowadays 1.5 to 1.7 million PMP certification. So there will be many people PMP certified. So I should not be taking it that if I just do a certification, I will get a job. Yeah, that is not, that will be too much hope from the certification. I need to fix my CV. That's why we are talking here, fix my description, talk in the right language. I don't describe my project well and I put a PMP certification on my CV will not get selected. I have seen many such CVs where they are not getting selected because it is just a PMP, but description is not at all making sense. Yeah. I go in the interview, I'm not explaining the things well, will not work. Yeah. So it's a total package. Yeah. But one ingredients may play a role, but not everything. Yeah.
Saket, just quick question. I saw your YouTube videos like for PMP. So does it mix like now the syllabus has changed for PMP starting from last year, right? So do these videos cater to those as well, or we need to like it doesn't
Yeah, yeah,
matter.
yeah.
It will be like
So
no.
so you when you start planning for it, you can enroll to the program, which will guide you the whole step-by-step process. But whatever project management video you are watching, yeah,
Huh.
it is relevant. Yeah, it is
Okay, okay.
relevant. Yeah.
I'm
So
just
even if as old it is, even if it's 20-year-old, still it's relevant. The
okay.
only thing is the depth may not be that much in the exam. For example, yeah, when we talk about budgeting, so there are many content calculation related to budgeting. Are they relevant? They are. Are they getting tested in the PMP exam? Not at that much depth anymore. Yeah, they are
Acha.
briefly tested now. So
Hmm.
we need to understand the latest curriculum, which is which whenever you do 2021 onwards, we have a specific one. So we may have a different composition, different depth, but overall foundation of project management still makes sense. So that's there. But when you enroll to a proper program, then you focus on something called PMP exam content outline, and you focus in that particular area only.
Okay, okay, got it.
Great.
Thank you.
Anything else? We are doing too much certification. So when do we do a safe certification? When you see that you are working in safe, do safe. Yeah. And when you see that you want to position yourself as a more than one agile team, scrum master, more than one agile team, facilitator, project manager, release train engineer, then also you start picking up a safe. If you are working in the agile, knowing safe is needed. You can know it without certification also. We have a collection of videos. You can watch them. But as I said before to the Noor's answer, sometimes it makes me clear and put a clear, measurable target. If you see that in your target jobs, you see this word coming frequently, I earn that certificate. That's the answer I gave for a Prince 2 versus CSM as well. So that is something we can see. Yeah. Great. So, anything else before we conclude? So, we have a question. Can we talk about AI prompts for a project manager, Scrum Master? So, see, the AI prompt ready-made we can probably make. We will put into that community there, but it will require a little bit exploration as well. But yeah, ready-made prompt like give me some ideas for retrospective, those kind of prompt we can put into our project management community. Yeah. So I will ask everyone to collaborate there. So if you are already using some of the ready-made prompts, yeah, so please put it into your, you can put it here in your project management community. Here you can just go and put it in the feed. You go to feed and just start your idea and maybe build on it. Then people can just add on it. Yeah, whatever, whoever has it. Yeah, if you have some prompts ready, please do it. And I will also put some of them, and probably we can have a little review of it in our subsequent sessions. We'll see when we pick up that particular idea. Yeah, that could be our next idea as well. We talk about some of the common prompt can be used in the Scrum Master job, and we can explore together. Good. So from my side, I have shared the link, and I have also shared the WhatsApp link directly. Go ahead. Someone was speaking.
Yeah, so Saket. Yes, see, based on the company's expectations, like project manager roles and responsibilities, so do we change our CV often, like based on the company's needs? Or the
So I would say
each and every company has their own.
I understand your point. So say should be around 80% of your CV which may not get changed. And that 80% of the CV should also be reflected in your LinkedIn profile. Yeah. Because say you might be applying to 3 jobs, but you have a one LinkedIn profile, yeah, which is just one. And someone
Correct.
will end up watching it, seeing it, or asking for it, yeah, sometime. So I need to be ready. I should not be saying something totally different in my CV and in my LinkedIn profile. Yeah. Because there is at some point in time, someone will check it.
Yes.
So that is there. But at the same time, there could be a little bit restructuring of my key skills or the area which I may do for the upcoming job. So, for example, in an upcoming job, a particular tool is more needed. That tool was part of my LinkedIn profile, but it was not coming as a focused tool. Yeah. Then I say, okay, this thing is not that much focused because I was not focusing that much when I was doing the work. But for this particular job, these are the 5 type of activities needed more. I will probably sequence them up and I will probably show them more clearly, provide more details about them. Remaining things I may probably tone down. Yeah. So if I see I have worked in a say data presentation work, I have done a lot of data analytics and Power BI and all those things. In my CV, I have explained that well. But when I see a particular job where Power BI is not that much needed, but they need some kind of web oriented experience, I will say Power BI project, I probably keep it down and I will probably focus on web oriented project. Because in my LinkedIn profile, I may put my all 10 projects. But in my CV, if I put all my 10 projects, my stakeholder may get confused. I may only put 2, 3 projects which are prominent. But depending upon where I am applying, I may have a 10 project list prepared, but I may replace some of the project. I can say for this particular job, I think my this project experience may be more relevant. Let me put it there. But in my LinkedIn profile, it is already there. Yeah. So I'm not cooking it up, but I'm zooming in on it. Yeah. So that's how we need to manage. So probably I need to zoom in into some specific areas depending upon the requirement of my thing. So say someone is looking for technical project manager and I am applying for technical as well as and I am applying for general project manager also. But when I see a technical project manager and looking like I might have those technical skills, I will share my technical project manager CV. It doesn't mean that it is different, it is same, but only thing is it is talking about technology in far more detail. The other one does not talk about it.
And one more thing, I don't have the UAN number, that is income access, like that UAN, that PF number, universal account number from the past 14 years, because I worked for it as an employee for a foreign company through work from home. So did I get job in India, like in Chennai or Bangalore or anywhere else?
That's little specific,
About
Selvaraj.
that,
No
as a
idea. You
project
probably
manager.
need to pick it out for those things. Yeah, how this thing work. Yeah, but it is. I think some HR guy can probably consult in that area. Yeah, because it's a little specific compliance
Okay,
things
okay.
type kind of stuff. Yeah. So what I understand is that you may not have a PF account
Yes,
kind of
yes,
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Even
So
if they go for any background verification and all, no, there is no such company working here in India like that.
yeah. I think it should not be that much challenge, but yeah, but it's a little compliance thing. So HR people can probably help you there. Yeah.
Yes, Saket, we can do it.
Please,
Even
please.
though we can withdraw all our money, still we can create a new PF account. That's not a problem. And we can even create a new UAN account also. Though the UAN is a unique number for every individual, it is still possible.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay, okay.
Saket, I have a question.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry, Selva, you have completed your questionnaires, right? Okay.
Yes, yes,
So
finished.
okay, Saket, when it comes to fixing of the multiple stages, reviewing it in terms of value stream mapping, still the result outcome is not up to the expected mark. What should we have to do?
Continuous improvement. Yeah. So what I'm
Continuous
learning is
improvement.
that you
Okay.
can say that you have a as is stage of your value stream and you have a to be state of your value stream also. And after doing to be state of the value stream by changing the process change, by bringing some automation, still your lead time is not coming to a desired level or your flow efficiency is not coming at a desired level. That is what I think you said. Yeah.
Yes, Sakit, you're right.
If that's the question. Now, see, again, nobody will be able to say that do this, but the general ideas remains the same. You still need to focus on bottleneck. You still need to focus on where we can increase the capacity. We still need to focus on, is there anything further process improvement we can do? It may take few iterations. It's a brainstorming, involve the right people. If someone is asking in the interview this question, then I will say I will do a data analysis. I will do a root cause analysis. I will bring people together and we will explore further. Yeah, but I can't say that this thing will solve the problem. Yeah, that is actually not going to happen. We need to do continuous improvement and experimentation. So we experimented again with something, and that probably will be improving it.
Okay. And in your previous sessions, when I was a student of PMP at you said something like we have to be specific about 90 days rolling wave plan something. So why 90 days? Why not 60 days?
No,
S-
nothing like that. Yeah, it's not necessary a particular rolling wave plan. So no 90 days, 60 days rule. Usually people talk about that we have a 3 quarters. For example, if we take a specific example of say safe, yeah, if we talk about that, so we probably want to talk about that we have a visibility about maybe 2 PIs, 1 PI. So something as a rolling wave window, but there is no fixed duration for it. Yeah. So from a rule perspective, Scrum will only talk about sprint, and the safe will only talk about PI, 1 PI, which is 10 weeks. But many a time organization talk about quarterly plans, yeah, rolling wave quarterly plan, rolling wave 60 days plan. So if that is useful, we prepare. Yeah, no rule like that.
So how to fix 90 days, 60 days?
So collaboration. So it's more like that. For example, uh, in order to achieve a balance between forecast as well as having the adaptability to the forecast, because we believe if we will be planning more than X duration, it is going to be waste because we are not going to need that. Yeah. Then we can say, okay, let's stick to future forecast up to X duration only, which is good enough to give us a visibility. At the same time, can be predicted. Yeah. So in collaboration with our critical stakeholders, we come up that, okay, if we want to make a release planning, if we want to have a futuristic direction for our work, what is our rolling wave planning window? Now it can be done in 2 ways. One time is some organization says we will make for a quarter, then we will meet next quarter and we will make for next quarter. That's also a possibility. You can say that every 3 months we have a meeting, like a safe way of doing, and we will do a planning for the another 3 months. That's a one way. Another will say, okay, we will have a 3 months planning, but every planning we will also talk about forecasting for upcoming months. Yeah, so probably every month we will plan for next 3 months as a top level direction and critical plan for the upcoming months. So we need to have a conversation. No rule, but guided by my stakeholders' need for the forecast and the feasibility of doing predictability for a given duration. As a PMO and as a project management team, we collaborate and we come up with our ways of working. If they are useful, we continue it. If it requires update, we update it. Yeah, that's the way.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Great. So
Saket, I have one question.
please. Yeah.
Actually, I have a project engineering manager experience, means technical project manager experience, 4 years, and last 2 years I'm working as a project manager. So should I say like in a CV or say like 6 years total project manager experience?
Yes, yeah. So in a way you have it, yeah, because you in the first 4 years, maybe your 50% time was going in technology and 50% time was going into project management. In the last 2 years, maybe 70% time goes going into project management activity and 30% time going into a technical activity. Yeah. But overall, there was some percentage of project management happening all the time. Yeah. So you can definitely say that I have been taking care of team delivering things from the last 6 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Great. Yeah. Great. So thank you everyone for your participation and collaborative contribution. My idea is that please contribute, not just me speaking here, and let the things continue with the help of our community or a WhatsApp group wherever you feel comfortable. Post your ideas, post your prompt, post your questions, share your idea directly going to a feed. Hopefully, this is something will start getting some traction, and some of you will also start posting it rather than I keep posting it. That's the thing. One of the description which we generated in the current session, I will post that into the NAS community of our project management manager interview hub. Yeah, so that is where I will put it so that people can probably took it out. Yeah. So MS project tool, yeah, we'll explore. Yeah, I have to think about the licensing. Another thing I have tried many times and then I dropped the idea. Let's see. Yeah, I have that in my mind, but yeah, I end up stopping all the time because of various administrative issues. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so for now, thank you. See you again soon in the next session. Recording will show up soon in our YouTube channel. Soon means within few hours. Yeah. Bye for now.